I wanted to jump on here and just share a testimony on when my phone was off for 3 days, but God was still with me. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, them little payment arrangements done it caught up to my ass, you know? And then my phone was off. But usually I would pay that payment arrangement just in time before my service suspended. This was a particular time where I just did not have it for real. So when my phone became off, I instantly just thought like, oh my gosh, like I hope nobody calls me, no important phone calls that I missed. Like there is no other option. Like I don't have a secondary number that I give out or anything like that. And I was just nervous. I was gonna miss out on stuff. Driving to work, it was a little miserable because I used to have to listen to the radio. But in the morning, it was nice because I was listening to Big Boy's Neighborhood. Shout out to Big Boy Neighborhood because they entertaining. But on the way back, like if it was just music that I've already heard or it just plays too much, I would have to turn the radio down. I would have to think to myself. There is even a point in time where I was downloading Netflix shows to listen on my way back from work. Because I'm not usually the type of person that likes to just listen to music all the time anyway. Like I like to listen to videos, podcasts, and stuff like that. So I really felt like, wow, I have no choice to even listen to the music I want to listen to. Like there was times I was driving, I was like, oh, I really want to listen to this song. I'll go for my phone and try to type it in, but I'm like, oh wait, my phone is literally off. I couldn't check my bank account. Even at work, I would have to stay inside of the facility, and I usually like to like go on a walk, or I'll go to my car, and I'm like, if I go to my car, the Wi-Fi is not going to connect. Like I might as well just stay inside. And that just put me in a position, like I said, like I had no choice in music. Now I have no choice but to stay inside of my workplace if I want to connect on social media, check my stats, my emails, and stuff like that. Woo, and it was something. I wasn't even able to tell if I can use my Apple Pay. That was one thing, because I had my money on my Apple Pay, and I was nervous that I wouldn't be able to use Apple Pay since my phone is disconnected. And I felt so like anxious about going to the store and using my phone for Apple Pay. But I asked God, I was like, Lord, I pray if I'm able to use this Apple Pay, I will use some of this money for the greater good. And I used that money to buy some paper plates along with like other ingredients that I needed for that dinner. And then I went to go feed a homeless man. With the paper plate that I bought, I covered his food, and I bagged it up, and I put like spaghetti on there, I put cookie on there, and I believe I got him like a bottle of Sprite. And I went out and I gave it to him. And I just thought in that moment, I'm like, that is God. Like that just shows me he is with me through this struggle. Now, although my phone was off for 3 days, like most people would think to themselves, like, that's low-key a long time. Like I said, I was commuting back and forth from work, having to listen to the radio or to my Netflix shows. And that just put me in a headspace to stay humble. And sometimes I really do appreciate those times where I have to like get less than what I'm used to, because it keeps me humble. Like even about 2 years ago, literally, I had a car that stopped working on me. I couldn't figure out what was going on. When I took it to the mobile mechanic, he'd tell me to get this part. I looked for the part. All the AutoZones and O'Reilly's didn't have that part. And then I was told if I take it to a dealership that they were going to charge me an arm and leg, which is so true. So eventually, and all in all, I just stopped driving it because it was dangerous to drive. I would literally drive, right? And I'm pressing on the gas pedal. And then out of nowhere, like it stops accelerating. So if I need to speed up to go with traffic, it will not do anything. So it was definitely dangerous to drive. I ended up leaving it in my apartments when it was parked, right? And then I noticed that there was notices around to move your car because they were like cutting down trees and stuff. And I kind of didn't really put too much attention to the notices because I didn't think my vehicle was like in the vicinity of where they needed them out of, and they ended up getting my car towed. So that just showed me right there, God was like, it's time for you to get a different car anyway. And I was just like, although it didn't run safely, I just was not ready for it to go for real. So I ended up having to go to the tow yard and get my car out of the tow. No, I didn't get my car out of the tow yard. I got like stuff out of my car from the tow yard. And I was just like, dang, like this is really the end of the road. And I would wake up at 6 a.m. No, actually a little bit before 6 a.m. We'll have to leave the door by 6 a.m. so I can hop on a bus with my daughter. Walk about 20 plus minutes to the bus stop, get off the bus stop, walk another 20 minutes to get her to the daycare, to walk back 20 minutes to the bus stop and get on that bus and go to work. And I did that for about a month until I was able to rent a car off of somebody. And like I said, like, God definitely keeps me humble, and I appreciate how there's certain things that I'm able to navigate. I'm able to think fast and be like, okay, if this is not what I have right now, I can do this. Like, you see, I download those Netflix shows so I can still listen to something. I caught the bus so I can still make it to work and not waste money on Ubers. Like, God just gives me the brain to think about the next possible thing. I'm never like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. The problem is I have multiple plans and I'm trying to figure out which one will best fit my situation. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all, that if you're dealing with some type of struggle, you need to be patient. It is teaching you something. Like, I know a lot of people say, well, I don't understand what it's teaching me, or why I gotta struggle like this. You have to remain positive, and you have to think about the days when you're no longer struggling like that, because you will come out of it. All right, I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.